You're welcome back. Well, Forbes Africa has released its annual 30 under 30 list, celebrating what it called visionaries of change and catalysts of innovation. Proudly Nigerian, Fatima Babakura is on that list and joins us to discuss as an innovative entrepreneur now, leading a new era of change in Africa, starting from Nigeria. Of course, she joins us virtually from Gombe State. Hi, Fatima. Good morning. Congratulations.
Hi, Amy. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you.
Thank
Well, thank you for at least representing Nigeria. Tell us, I know you've gotten some awards before now. You've made your mark at being an entrepreneur and all of that. But how difficult or easy was it for you to stand out as a Nigerian? We have a lot of entrepreneurs in Nigeria. How easy or difficult was it for you to make it to this list?
To be very honest, I feel if anything, authenticity is what got me here. So I'm unique in my own way. Being a Northern Nigerian woman, it's not very often that you see Northern Nigerian women coming out, even when they do business. We're very reserved people. It might be a factor of the culture. So even when we do really, really well in business, we don't really care about, making it to lists like this or even just showing it out to the world. And so, it just feels very great that I've been able to get here. And, it did take a lot of work, it's a lot of hard work that I put in the business over 8 years now.
Okay, so what would you say makes one an innovative entrepreneur?
I think definitely it's you thinking outside of the box. It's also you thinking of ways to tackle challenges as they come, right? And one thing I always say is as Nigerians, because of the way that our country is and how our economy is, we suffer, but also still provide solutions to things. For example, we don't have light, but we still find ways to get things done. We complain about it, but we just move, right? So at the end of the day, it's really just finding solutions, regardless of how hard or how difficult you think it is. It's just doing it.
So you started as an entrepreneur at the age of 19. How did you do it in the face of, as you've described, power is just one of it, a lot of policies, taxes, or was it in your mother's kitchen? How did you start? I know you're into fashion. Maybe your mommy had a little bit of room for you to start. How was it for you starting off at 19 and sustaining it to this time?
Well, to be very honest, I started I'd say I started even before 19. So I started in 2013 when I just started uni, which was the year that I turned 18. But obviously didn't take it seriously until 2016. That was when it became a proper business. So I've always loved designing, sketching, clothing, bags, shoes for as long as I remember. And for me, it just, happened. It so happened one day that I drew a sketch of a handbag. And I really, really just wanted to see it come to life. And so I set out to find a manufacturer who was going to do it, did a quick Google search. At the time, I was in university in Canada. So I found a supplier on Alibaba who, was able to make me my sample. And then, I just took it off from there. I did try to manufacture in Nigeria around 2015. But as I said, it's quite difficult to do stuff like that here, There's the power issue. There's just artisans who are not, serious about the work that they do. They want micromanaging, but I was a student at the time and I couldn't handle that. So, yeah.
So what motivated you? Was it just an excitement, a passion, or was it the need for finances?
So for me, it was definitely not the need for finances because, as I said, when I started, I was just doing it. I was just having fun with it. I started because I've always loved handbags. I was a lover of luxury handbags before I started the brand. I'd always save up money to buy a Louis Vuitton bag. And so it just didn't make sense to me that there was no African brand on the market that, would compete with these really, really big brands. And I really wanted to do something about that. And so I set out to start my own brand that would be premium, same quality, if not better, that would compete with the world. And that was why I started. So it was a need to just see an African name out there.
Okay, so now would you say, you did say that you tried to do it in Nigeria, you couldn't meet up But the government has been talking a whole lot about the ease of doing business, making the environment more friendly for entrepreneurs, startups, and we've seen like a burst of startups in Africa, in Nigeria. Would you say that there's been gains, we've had gains from the policies and the efforts of the government in making the business environment more friendly?
So, I mean, they say these things, but are they really executing it? That's the question. We do not have constant power supply. And for any business, that's the first thing that you need. I can't imagine buying machinery and bringing it here, but we can't use it because, we just don't have power. And that, lessens our productivity, right? Because, we have certain hours in the day and we just can't work throughout the whole day because we don't have, enough power. The second thing would be access to funding. They say these things, they talk about a lot of women empowerment programs, but do you really have access to it? And even when you do, how accessible is it? So for me, I think that they're talking about it, but I don't think that they've done enough. And the first thing that needs to be tackled is, just having power constantly. Yeah, that's really what I
Okay,
think.
so talking about power, incidentally, we discussed this on the program yesterday, how talking about renewable power, alternative power, and how private sector individuals would, I mean, one of the things you said at the beginning was how Nigerians will strive on in the face of hurdles. Don't you think the private sector help out? I mean, work with what we have and make the most of it.
Yeah, so I'm not really familiar with that sector, but I really think that if they put the right policies in place, there's no reason why the private sector would not run with it and just make it work for everyone in Nigeria, because that is a major challenge that we face here. And if the private sector would do a lot better than what the government can offer Nigerians, why not? Just put the right policies in place.
Okay, so now we celebrate you being a 30 under 30 listed by Forbes. But we do also expect from you to duplicate yourself in some other Nigerians, especially the young ladies. What are you doing about that?
So for one, I started a mentoring program. It's called TGR. I did stop last year because I got really busy, but it's something that I started in 2020. And it's really a platform that, I started just with the aim to help people in the accessories business, start their business and achieve global recognition. Just the way that I've started. I wish that I seeked mentorship when I started, because if I had done that, I wouldn't have made a lot of mistakes that I did in the beginning. And so for me, just having a mentorship program that supports women, especially Northern Nigerian women, start up businesses and, become really successful in it is something that I look forward to doing. So yeah, I'm definitely bringing that back this year. Yeah.
So when you talk about accessories, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, we do have a lot of colorful accessories. So it's obviously an area that could really boom. But what do you see, or what do you see as the potentials? What about the creativity, the skills, and the capacity of these individuals that you have met? To just embrace it and run with it, and also the passion, to also get on this ship.
Yeah, so I've definitely met a lot of young women who are, inspired by what I do, who also are very creative. Even before meeting me or speaking to me, you see that they have put plans in place. You see the work that they do. It just needs a lot of, encouragement. It's just a little bit of work that needs to be done. Showing them how to get funding if they don't already have access to it. It's also showing them how to take the brand global and not thinking on a local scale. It's really just that, but the skills are there. We have artisans in northern Nigeria who handmade stuff, and the world needs. There's a whole lot of need for handmade stuff in the world. So there's absolutely no problems when it comes to like the skills or like the access to raw materials, because Kano has a leather manufacturing plant where you have big houses buying leather from Nigeria. It's just, we need to be able to mentor the people who are interested so they know that, we don't really have to play small.
Yeah, but saying Nigeria to the world sounds really interesting, but I think one hurdle we've been having in that area has been the issue of packaging and quality. How do you think, even with these accessories, since you're in the fashion area, and those things that are not edible, because the edible has been a huge challenge for Nigeria. But at least in areas like that, how do we convince the world that they should or they could, use our commodities, accessories, and it's of good and high quality?
So that's exactly what I was saying with mentorship, right? Like branding is so important. So when you mentor people and explain to them what branding is and they truly, truly understand it, they realize that, there's no reason to stay small and just stay local. When you're competing with, the big brands of the world, you have to, worry about your quality. You need to worry about your finishing. What does it look like? Your packaging. Those are all things that fall under branding. And once you understand that, there's absolutely no reason why you don't stand out or even do better than the brands that, we buy from on a daily. So you
All
just
right.
have to, put in the work and actually like get them to notice you really.
Get them to notice you. I like that. Blow your own trumpet. Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
like if you do
Fatima.
the work, it's there, right?
Yeah. Fatima Babakura, congratulations to you once again for being one of the Nigeria's representative in the Forbes 30 under 30, also founder of Tima B. And we do hope to see you duplicate your good work and your talents in many others, even if it's starting from the north.
Thank you very much for having me in.
Good to have you.